The Galactic Empire had ruled the stars for millennia. They were a juggernaut, expanding their reach with an iron fist, subjugating countless civilizations without resistance. When their scouts discovered Earth, they assumed this would be just another conquest, a minor step on their endless journey of dominance. The Empire's flagship loomed above Earth's orbit, its size and presence a declaration of superiority. From the surface, the sight of its sleek, alien hull reflecting the sunlight was both breathtaking and terrifying. The ultimatum came swiftly, their demands delivered with cold precision. A towering hologram of the Empire's representative, clad in ceremonial armor, appeared in front of Earth's leaders. Its voice resonated with mechanical authority. "People of Earth, you stand before the Galactic Empire. Your species has been deemed primitive yet problematic. Your technological progress poses a potential threat to our order. Surrender unconditionally, or your planet will burn. You have 24 hours to comply." The silence that followed was deafening. Across the world, news channels broadcasted the message repeatedly. The sheer arrogance of the Empire's words sent waves of anger through humanity. For a species used to scrapping its way through adversity, submission wasn't in their vocabulary. In an underground war room, global leaders and military advisors convened, their faces etched with determination. Earth's president, a composed figure with sharp eyes, leaned forward, addressing the room. "They think they can intimidate us. They think their size, their technology, will crush us. But they don't know us. Not yet." An advisor raised a concern. "Their fleet is massive. Their technology far surpasses ours. How can we possibly win?" The president's response was calm, almost amused. "Winning doesn't always mean matching strength with strength. Let them underestimate us. That's their first mistake." The room buzzed with energy. Generals and scientists laid out plans, blending traditional military strategies with unconventional approaches. There was no hesitation. Humanity had been given 24 hours, and every second would be used to prepare. On the Empire's flagship, the admiral overseeing the operation reviewed Earth's data. "Primitive," he muttered. "Unworthy of this much attention. A single dreadnought could end them." His subordinate agreed, his tone smug. "Their defiance will be brief. By tomorrow, they will kneel." But back on Earth, humanity's response was far from what the Empire expected. The president sent their reply via a direct transmission to the flagship. Standing tall, her voice was steady. "We've received your message. Here's our answer." "Okay." The admiral raised an eyebrow. "Okay. That's it." The president's smile was faint but defiant. "Yes. Okay. But understand, if you want war, you'll get war. And we promise it won't." Humanity wasted no time. The moment the Galactic Empire received their defiant okay, Earth's entire machinery sprang into motion. Around the globe, factories pivoted overnight, shifting production lines to churn out military equipment, weaponry, and defensive systems. Civilian industries adapted to contribute, every available resource funneled into the effort. Humanity, though fractured in times of peace, united with unprecedented speed when faced with extinction. Scientific communities became the backbone of this defense. Laboratories buzzed with activity as some of the brightest minds on the planet tackled problems that had seemed insurmountable only days before. Strategies weren't just about fighting, they were about outthinking the enemy. Humanity didn't have the luxury of superior firepower, but what they did have was adaptability. In one corner of the globe, a team of engineers worked tirelessly on a system designed to disrupt the Empire's ships. "They're arrogant," one of the scientists remarked, peering over schematics. "They rely too much on their shields and centralized systems. We can exploit that." The project, codenamed Gauntlet, sought to create a weapon capable of bypassing the enemy's technological advantage entirely. Elsewhere, a parallel effort was underway. Specialists in cyber warfare began crafting viruses capable of infiltrating alien systems. These weren't traditional programs, they were designed to learn and evolve mid-operation, adapting to the Empire's unknown architectures. Their systems may be advanced, one hacker said with a grin, but they've never faced a human problem before. The militaries of the world, despite centuries of differences, found ways to work together. Joint exercises merged tactics and doctrines, blending old strategies with innovative approaches. Special forces were trained for missions that no one could have imagined mere weeks ago. Boarding parties designed to infiltrate the alien vessels, armed with weapons and tools designed to punch above their weight. But it wasn't just technology and soldiers. Humanity's greatest strength was its people. Across the globe, civilians played their part. Volunteers worked in shifts to prepare food and supplies for those on the front lines. Communities rallied to support the effort, transforming schools and warehouses into command centers and makeshift barracks. Messages of hope, determination, and defiance flooded media networks. "We've survived everything this universe has thrown at us," a popular broadcast proclaimed. "We'll survive this too." Time was short, but Earth's people refused to panic. They embraced the challenge with a mix of grim resolve and characteristic humor. Memes spread like wildfire, mocking the Empire's arrogance and turning fear into defiant laughter. Jokes about showing them the spirit of Mondays, or introducing aliens to Earth's traffic jams, served as a reminder of humanity's ability to find light even in the darkest moments. Meanwhile, those in charge worked around the clock. The president and her advisors were in constant communication, coordinating efforts and issuing orders with precision. The weight of the moment wasn't lost on them, but they carried it with determination. "Every second counts," she reminded her team during a briefing. "They'll come expecting submission. Instead, they'll find us standing together." In the shadows, Earth's final gambit began to take shape. Deep beneath the surface, hidden facilities worked on the development of a prototype that could change everything. Few knew the full details, but whispers spoke of something that didn't rely on brute force or numbers. Something elegant, deadly, and uniquely human. "If this works," one scientist muttered, staring at the glowing console before him, "we might just stand a chance." The clock ticked down, and with every passing moment, Earth grew stronger. Humanity wasn't just preparing for a war, it was preparing to prove itself. A species that had clawed its way from caves to the stars would not be so easily extinguished. The Empire might have come to Earth expecting an easy victory, but what they would find was something far more dangerous. A species with nothing to lose and everything to fight for. The Empire's fleet began its assault with cold, calculated efficiency. Their ships, massive and gleaming, unleashed waves of energy blasts meant to overwhelm Earth's defenses in a matter of hours. Planets before Earth had crumbled under the same tactics, their resistance obliterated before it could even begin. The alien admiral watched from the bridge of his flagship, confident in the inevitability of his victory. "Primitive species always choose defiance," he remarked, almost bored. "It makes no difference." But Earth was ready. As the first volley rained down, massive energy shields sprang to life across key cities and installations. These shields, cobbled together from a fusion of human ingenuity and reverse-engineered alien tech, held firm against the onslaught. The Empire had expected panic and chaos. What they encountered instead was coordination and precision. From hidden silos and deep-sea platforms, Earth's counterattack began. Long-range missiles, designed to evade the Empire's scanning systems, streaked toward the enemy fleet. At first, the Admiral laughed. Crude projectiles? How quaint. But as the missiles reached their targets, they didn't explode. Instead, they released a pulse of electromagnetic energy, temporarily disabling several ships. The Empire's shields flickered and their sleek formations wavered. The Admiral's confidence faltered. "What is this? They're disrupting our systems," his tactical officer exclaimed. The humans weren't trying to match the Empire's firepower. They were dismantling the rules of engagement altogether. Human fighter squadrons launched next, darting through the chaos with reckless audacity. These were no ordinary pilots. They were aces, veterans of Earth's atmospheric and space combat, accustomed to fighting with limited resources. Their ships were faster and more agile than the Empire's bulky craft, modified to exploit the gaps in the fleet's defenses. They struck and retreated in coordinated waves, forcing the Empire to spread out its forces. Meanwhile, in low Earth orbit, humanity's secret weapon made its debut. A swarm of drones, millions strong, launched from automated platforms hidden in Earth's deserts and oceans. The drones weren't built for direct combat. Instead, they were programmed for disruption. They latched onto enemy ships, burrowed into their hulls, and unleashed concentrated bursts of electronic interference. The Empire's fleet, so reliant on centralized command and advanced AI, found itself crippled. Ships lost communication, weapon systems failed, and the once impenetrable formation descended into chaos. Inside the flagship, alarms blared. The Admiral clenched his fists, his calm demeanor now replaced with frustration. They're exploiting weaknesses we didn't even know we had. He barked orders to his crew, demanding a countermeasure, but the Empire's rigid hierarchy left little room for adaptation. On Earth, humanity pressed the advantage. Boarding parties, small teams of elite soldiers, launched daring raids on disabled enemy vessels. These soldiers, equipped with experimental exosuits and plasma-cutting tools, bypassed alien defenses with surgical precision. They seized control of key ships, turning the Empire's own firepower against them. One soldier, broadcasting from a captured vessel, delivered a simple message to the Empire. "You should have stayed home." The battle raged on, and though humanity took losses, they refused to break. Every act of defiance was met with a surge of determination. Civilians on the ground continued to work, repairing damaged systems and providing critical support. Messages of encouragement flooded the airwaves, reminding everyone of what was at stake. This wasn't just a fight for survival. It was a fight to show the galaxy that humanity would not be underestimated. As the Empire's fleet faltered, the Admiral faced an unthinkable reality. They were losing. His confidence, his arrogance, had been shattered by a species he had dismissed as insignificant. "We underestimated them," he admitted grudgingly. But even as he considered retreat, Earth's forces delivered the final blow. From a hidden orbital platform, the Gauntlet system activated. A concentrated energy pulse, calibrated specifically to disrupt the Empire's shield generators, rippled through the fleet. Ship after ship went dark, their defenses failing in an instant. The Empire's flagship, once a symbol of dominance, now floated helplessly in the void. On Earth, the President watched the battlefield unfold with unshaken resolve. "They wanted war," she said quietly. "We gave them something better. We gave them humanity." The battle was over, and the Galactic Empire had been forced into a retreat they could scarcely comprehend. Ships once believed to be invincible were now shattered remnants drifting in orbit, symbols of their hubris. The Admiral, standing on the bridge of his damaged flagship, stared at the tactical display with disbelief. "A single planet defeated us." The words tasted bitter, but the reality was undeniable. On Earth, the celebration was immediate but restrained. Humanity had won, but the cost was evident. Cities bore scars from orbital bombardments, and the loss of life weighed heavily on every survivor. However, amidst the grief, there was also pride. Humanity had done the unthinkable. Against a foe that had conquered countless worlds, Earth had not only survived but sent them running. The President, speaking from an improvised command center still humming with activity, addressed the world and, through intercepted channels, the galaxy. Her voice was calm but carried the weight of their triumph. "To the Galactic Empire, let this be a lesson. You came to us expecting submission, but we are not a people who kneel. If you ever return, you will find us ready again, and next time we won't let you leave." The message echoed across the stars, reaching the ears of other subjugated species. For centuries, they had lived in fear of the Empire, convinced resistance was futile. But now, a single planet, a defiant, irreverent planet, had shattered that myth. Quiet whispers of rebellion began to stir on distant worlds. If Earth could stand against the Empire, perhaps others could too. Back on Earth, the focus shifted to recovery. Crews worked tirelessly to repair the damage, rebuild cities, and care for the wounded. In the midst of this, humanity's unity remained unbroken. Nations that had once quarreled over borders now shared resources and expertise without hesitation. Civilians who had never picked up a tool before volunteered to rebuild homes, hospitals, and schools. The spirit of solidarity that had carried humanity through the battle persisted, stronger than ever. In secret research facilities, scientists analyzed the wreckage of the Empire's ships. The battle had provided invaluable data, and humanity wasted no time in using it to advance their own technologies. Reverse engineering alien systems, they began to develop defenses that would ensure Earth's continued security. Among the most important discoveries was the vulnerability of the Empire's centralized systems, a flaw that humanity could exploit should another war come. As the world adapted to its new reality, whispers of humanity's next steps began to circulate. The victory had proven that Earth was no longer a mere backwater planet in the galaxy. They had become a force to be reckoned with. Some spoke of forging alliances with other species, offering protection and solidarity against the Empire's tyranny. Others dreamed of building their own fleet, not for conquest, but to ensure no one could ever threaten Earth again. The President, during a private moment with her closest advisors, reflected on the battle's implications. "We've shown them what we're capable of," she said, her gaze distant. "But this was just the beginning. They'll regroup, they'll come back stronger. We need to be ready, not just for ourselves, but for anyone who shares our fight." Above Earth, the sky was no longer filled with the shadows of the Empire's fleet. Instead, satellites and stations built by human hands orbited peacefully, reminders of what had been accomplished. Humanity had not only defended its home but had proven something to the universe. They were not to be underestimated. The final chapter of the battle wasn't written with weapons or speeches. It was written in the quiet determination of a species that refused to be conquered. Farmers returned to their fields, teachers to their classrooms, and engineers to their designs, each contributing in their own way to the next chapter of humanity's story. Earth wasn't just rebuilding, it was preparing, evolving, and looking toward the stars with a new sense of purpose. As night fell over the planet, a single message was transmitted from a secure channel, directed at no one and everyone. "We are humanity. We don't start wars, but we will finish them. To any who would challenge us again, know this: we are ready." In the vastness of space, the remnants of the Empire's fleet limped back to their territories, their once unshakable dominance shattered. Across their controlled worlds, whispers of rebellion turned into murmurs of hope. On Earth, humanity stood tall, not as conquerors, but as survivors, ready to face whatever the galaxy would bring. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Empire felt fear.